Hi, so my tag is Priest, and I know some things about Modok that I'd like to share with you because 10 more years, you know what I'm saying? So this is going to be the beginner guide for Modok. I plan on making an intermediate and advanced guide as well. Also, if I sound a little bit less enthusiastic, I do apologize. I slept a little bit less than usual, and I'm going to try to make this as concise, entertaining, and informative as possible. So let's get started. Just a quick character introduction to Modok. This is Modok. Say hi, Modok. Modok is a famous villainous character from the Marvel Comics. His name is George Tarleton. He was experimented on by AIM, so he has like this super. He was made into like this super computer brainy type with psychic powers. I believe his first appearance was versus Captain America, and he is less of a brawler type, more of like a mental psychic powers type of guy. And it definitely speaks to his this version of him in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So let's talk about his character design. His psionic powers. He has psionic powers, and he uses them as well as tools that he gets from AIM technology to sort of create projectiles on the screen. So he definitely has the zoner sort of archetype, but he also has the mobility of an 8-way air dasher. So that's a really strong combination, if you ask me for sure. He has the ability to control the screen with his tools and either zone someone out or push them methodically into the corner where you can force high lows or unblockables, which I will talk about later. Some of the pros to playing this character is that he's able to control the screen and have a presence from many different spots on the screen. He also has a super solid high-low, which most 8-way air dashers do. He has very good support in his assists. He has great air mobility, strong unique attributes such as barrier and jamming bomb. He also has the ability to deny the 99 with his hover. So what do I mean by that? So when at the 99 second, when the game starts, a lot of players, a lot of characters will sort of go chest to chest with you and try to force a scenario where they're advantageous. Modok can just fly away from that and deny that completely. So it's really strong that he can do that. He also builds a lot of bar and he can chain supers. I'll show that in a later video for the advanced situation, for the advanced videos. All of his grounded normals can either be jump cancelled or flight cancelled. So standing medium can be flight cancelled, and crouching H as well as all the other H buttons can be jump cancelable natively. He has the ability to gain access to enhanced specials after gaining levels of understanding, which he gains through landing a analyze cube. Some cons to playing him are that he has a weakness, and that is the 90-degree angle. He doesn't really have a perfect normal that covers this 90-degree angle. So characters like Wolverine and Zero will take advantage of that. So you gotta watch out for those guys. He needs an assist to do super extended combos, and I'll explain that in the intermediate video because I believe you need very specific assists to make him work at the most optimal level. He can't blink out of his flight, but he can do other things with his flight, and I'll explain to you why his flight is also really, really strong. He has aerial conversions that are going to be using ground bounce, so it's almost impossible, pretty much impossible, to not use that ground bounce and bring them down for the super jump height. So that is a bit of a con.
Also, just wanted to add after the fact that Modok can't up back the way other characters do. So because of his hover jump, he gets hit out of the activation frames, so he can't chicken guard.
Let's talk about his normals. Standing light is a mashable anti-air, so Dante, if you will. You can mash it, and it is a really good anti-air, akin to Magneto anti-air. The crouching light is about the same, except instead of being popped down, Dante will be popped up by crouching light. So it's really good for specific conversions in specific situations. Thank you so much, Dante. Let's see. His standing medium is a machine gun that given to him by AIM. It shoots 5 shots, and it's good for checking people as well as controlling space on the screen. You can also use it to lock people down and start your mix. And I'll show examples of Hulk and Wolverine getting checked by that normal. Very, very good. Let's see. So let's talk about his goop, crouching medium. It's really, really strong because it's a projectile that it's active on the way down, and it's active once it hits the ground. It becomes a low, and it stays there for 60 frames, as well as you can use it as an OTG. So you can use it for picking up in combos, and then you can use it to end the combo with Psionic Blaster. Really, really strong. Standing H is his anti-air, his force beam. This is like an anti-air, but it's not really used as much. It's pretty rare to use this because of the angle that it shoots the opponent at. It's kind of rarely used. I think it could be the answer to the 90-degree problem, but because of the wind up and the startup, it's pretty tough to actually time it. But let's talk about crouching H. Same idea, same technology, but it's just a low. Really good for starting your pressure from a ranged attack. Really, really good normal. His 3C is an anti-air. It's true anti-air that hits above his head. It's really strong for it's really strong for countering people that are trying to jump into you, and you can actually confirm off of it for full combo. So that's really cool that they gave that to him. Really flashy. IMO, really cool to hit. So forward H is his haymaker, and it's really good. You can cancel into other specials for like confirms or to make it safe. You can also jump cancel, so you can throw it out there. I'll show a scenario where Nova gets hit by this giant hitbox. Really good normal. Let's talk about his barrier, which is his 4H. This barrier nullifies normals and specials. The only thing that doesn't nullify is supers. So it's really strong to use to protect yourself against offenses, and people have to respect it. Okay, so S is his rocket explosion. It's a big hitbox and it's got pretty good range. The only thing I wouldn't recommend is throwing it out to try to hit people that are approaching you all the time, because if they do block, you can't jump cancel, you can't flight cancel, and you can't super out. So you're locked into there, and it's most likely a free punish. So watch out using that normal. So baby legs is actually one of my favorite normals. It's his jump light. It's like the funniest little, like, look at his leg. It's the funniest move, but it actually does have a bit of it's really good. It's one of his two highs, and it's really strong, really fast. It hits twice, as well as in extended combos. Regardless of the hit stun, if you land the first light, this whole sequence will play out regardless. It's true. So this whole sequence is true, and it's used in extended combos, which I'll show you later on. His dash medium air, his air medium is really good. It's a really good normal for checking people in the air, from air to air, who are right in front of you. You can use it for confirms as well as a high. Really good ranged, sort of approaching and defensive attack. Really good normal. His air H is a 90-degree downward angle. You can kind of stiff arm people who are trying to reach up there and trying to hit you in the air. You kind of just stiff arm them, and it's a really good normal for that. And also you go from that into confirming into the next normal, which is falling S, which we talked about as a ground bounce. And yeah, it's really good for like receding, just kind of like receding with that or approaching with it. Just a really good normal to sort of force your way through on the screen. Really strong. Let's talk about his specials. I'll start with Analyze Cube. It's probably the one with the most intricate features. So this is the light one, this is the medium one, heavy one. Different spots on the screen depending on the strength of the button. You also on hit collect a level of understanding. You can get about 9 charges or 12, I can't remember, I apologize. But for every one that he gets a bigger flame on his forehead. And you can use them for different enhanced specials, which will use a level of understanding, or a super, which will use all the levels of understanding. I'll explain those in a little bit. You can do Analyze Cube in the air. That's what it looks like. The first one is underneath. The medium one is about right in front of him, and the H one is pretty high up there to kind of check people up in the air. So really strong, really good to use. Sonic Blaster is an energy beam that has different activation speeds depending on the strength of the button. So this is the light one. It's pretty quick. Really good. The knockback is really good for Modok. The medium one hits, it takes a little bit longer. It's like a bit more of a wind up, more startup. And the heavy one is the longest startup. It does more damage the higher you go in terms of the button strength. And then you have the S one, which you can actually combo off of with some preparation. And that's what it looks like right there. But that does need some preparation. Their arrow K, light, medium, and then the heavy one actually goes downward. So that is important to note. Really cool that he has that option from super jump height. Balloon bomb is a bomb that floats in the air in different spaces of the screen and sort of establish that this is Modok's space. The medium one goes mid-screen. It's really good against like Wolverine and grounded characters. It just says like, you know, Modok, this is Modok's area, right? The H one also tracks. It's really good. It won't go full screen, but when it pops, it does hit full screen. The bigger characters get hit full screen. But let me talk to you about this jamming bomb. Jamming bomb is the most broken thing ever because it goes full screen, and once it hits, you'll see the little lines on the character. That indicates that your character is discombobulated. That means you're on your stick, up is down is up, left is right, and right is left. Like, good luck blocking. one pro actually was at a major and he got hit by one of these and he didn't know about the properties, so he stopped the whole set and he tried to switch to a different stick because he thought it didn't work, and they just had to explain to him that like, no, you got hit by jamming bomb, you got bodied. So that's a really, really strong, one of the most broken things I've ever seen in the game. So broken, so broken. Speaking of broken, let's talk about his flight. You can activate it and cancel normals on the ground, and if somebody like bionic arms you while you're doing like a standing medium, you can just like Dante bolt cancel and fly cancel into block. So he's one of the only characters that can be flying and actually block in the air, which is ridiculous. It's real strong. So broken, so broken. Let's talk about body attack. It's his normal, whichever normal you want to use, and S at the same time. It makes for a body attack, which mainly is used for aerial maneuvering. That's kind of mainly what it's used for. Not too good for other things, unfortunately. Let's talk about his specials. Hypersonic Blaster is like a full beam. It's like a full screen beam that has good durability, and depending on how many levels of understanding you have, it does more damage and has different options for like picking up. I'll go into like that in the other specials, but let me just show you that there are options to confirm off of it from full screen. So let's say you check someone screen wipe, right, and then you can confirm full screen right there, and that is an option. Really, really strong, really good. Let's talk about hyper battering ram. It's a multiple hitting body attack, and you press the button to go in different directions, right? So you get 5 lunges if you start on the ground. If you start on the air, you get 4 lunges. It's really, really good combo. It's a really, really good combo ender when you're trying to save levels of understanding, and probably is most damaging if you don't have any levels of understanding with Modok, which is that flame there. Let's talk about Killer Illumination. It's a high damaging command grab that is mashable, and after you get optimal damage with the mash, you actually get a full combo. There is no hits and deterioration affected, so you get legit like full combo. And if you go into your super extended combos, you can actually kill with this with 2 bars. It's kind of ridiculous, especially considering that you have iframes. So Dante gets grabbed, Spencer gets grabbed out of his bionic arm, it goes through you. You actually have 1 frame after the grab animation where you have the opponent has the option to do something, but it's just 1 frame. So sometimes somebody will X Factor and try to jump out, but you don't have enough frames to jump out. So the opponent X Factors, and then you get the grab, and it's pretty much a wrap for the game because X Factor is so strong. But yeah, that's mainly it for Modok at like the basic level. I hope that was fun and you guys learned about Modok and Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I'm eager to hear about people maybe considering being fellow Brodoks. That's going to be really cool. Even if only a few people try him, pick him up, I definitely think it's worth it. He's definitely different, but so unique and so fun. I will say people have told me that they pick him up and they drop him because he's a bit unorthodox or because of the hover jump. And I just recommend that you give him enough time so that you can, sort of get used to what he has to offer. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to try to work on the intermediate and advanced videos and get them out as soon as possible. If you guys enjoy, definitely hit the like button and all that. I do also stream, so check me out. Maybe follow me on my socials. I'll link them in the description. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and despídete, Modok. Alrighty, bye guys.